one of our IRBs, inshore rescue boat. It is a small inflatable craft that we use for lifeguarding, and it was introduced to the RNLI fleet the same year that the lifeguarding service began in 2001.
Yeah, and it's also found around the coast, loads of lifeguarded beaches, but also a couple of lifeboat stations as well.
Our IRB is a super powerful bit of kit. It's really speedy and manoeuvrable, so we can access people in all sorts of hazardous locations, like close to shore, near rocks, through surf, and also under cliffs. It's also really sturdy, so it can cope well with heavy surf.
Yeah, but it's also quite light as well, light enough to be launched by 2 people from the sea and operated by 2 people, usually a crew and a helm. We'll go through the crew position first. You sit on the starboard side of the vessel. On this side where you see the blue handle, you've got a grab handle here, which helps you with your lean-ins and leans out. We make sure we've always got 3 points of contact at least on the boat, so that's for one of your hands. We've got some holders here for your feet, so that your feet can get stuck in, so that when we are leaning and when we're going through serious conditions, we can make sure we're staying inside the boat. When we're picking up a casualty, we'll put them in this position here, facing towards the helm and the outboard motor. And then if we need to, the crew will actually sit with their back there and support the casualty in a pistol grip, making sure that their airway stays open.
So for the helm, the crew as well, there's some other bits of the boat. Obviously this is our engine, this is our engine casing, which is called the cowling. And this is our start line as well, and our kill cord. And all the parts in here, we've got to make sure they're well maintained every morning and evening when we're dealing with the maintenance of the boat. Moving around the back of the boat, down below we've got our prop guard, and that's really important that we have, so that when we are operating the boat with water users around, it's an extra level of safety. That means people aren't at risk of being hit by the prop. So that's our prop guard. So on this side of the boat, we've got some rescue equipment. This is our tube that we use for any tube rescues. We've got our rope, and we've also got a grab bag, and we've got some essential first aid kit in here if we do have to treat casualties on scene. So other bits of kit that we have in our boat, we've got our paddles here in case we do have an engine failure and we need to paddle the boat back in. Hopefully we don't ever have to use these, but it's good as a backup. And then at the front of the boat where the casualty might be sitting, we've also got our fuel bladder. So that is what is powering our craft, and that's protected by a fuel cover so that it's safe to sit on for the crew and the casualty. For launching our IRB, there is some PPE that we're always wearing, for example, wetsuits, helmets, buoyancy aids, and we always make sure to have a radio on us so that we are contactable by the lifeguards on the beach.
When it comes to launching, we want to launch as quickly as we can. We'll obviously start off at tower, make our way down to the boat. Both the crew and the helm will take the boat and lead it in after the helm has primed the engine. Then the crew will anchor the boat in the sea while the helm takes the trailer back up to the shore. Helm will come back, start up the engine, the crew will jump in, and then you'll be away. Some of the fastest times we can do here is under 60 seconds to launch the boat.
Right, so now we're out here on the IRB, we're just going to go through some operational uses and how we use the boat in normal and rescue conditions. Give me a hand! So on the IRB we have a few techniques for doing rescues with casualties. Our first one entails the crew and the helm both remaining in the boat. The crew will move over to the helm side, so they'll move from the starboard to the port, will come alongside the casualty, and the crew will lean over, grab their arms and bring them into the boat, and they'll end up sat on the floor there in the crew and casualty position.
And if we don't feel like it's safe to get the boat in near the casualty, then what the crew will actually do on the helm's instruction is exit the boat on the port side with a tube and swim over to the casualty. You can hear me! And then swim them back, and then both the crew and the helm will get the casualty back inside. It's probably also worth mentioning as well that some of the manoeuvres when we're out here, lean-ins and lean-outs, which involves grabbing the grab handle for leaning in, and it means we can move really quickly over to the port side, and then lean-outs, which will be the same with the grab handle, leaning all the way out so we can move really quickly over to that side as well. Because the boat is so light, it means we can turn it pretty much on a dime.
They're really useful for us when we are operating in big surf conditions. So if we do need to run from a wave that's bigger than expected, we'll do a lean in or a lean out, and that means we can turn quickly and escape any waves that could be dangerous for us as crew and helm.
There's lots of different manoeuvres we have for surf conditions as well. There's one we call punch punch, where if we feel like we have to get through a wave, we will punch punch, so the crew will move to the forward really quickly to the bow part of the boat and punch our way through the front of the wave.
As well, it's worth mentioning parallel running, which is another manoeuvre we use in surf conditions for moving up and down the beach nice and speedy. What we do is we are using the IRB in between waves, so we're making sure that we're moving along in line with the shore, but we're not being caught up with a wave behind us, and we're not overtaking the wave in front of us, and that enables us to move around safely and fast. Thanks for watching. We hope you've learned something new about the inshore rescue boat and what we do as lifeguards down on the beach.
Yeah, and if you could like and subscribe, that would help us out a lot. Thank you so much for your continued support.